one tool, and 3 steps to a more productive work-life harmony. Welcome back to the Twin Win, the only live stream on the internet that helps you get the twin win of succeeding in business while winning at home so that you can stop existing and start living. We go live here almost every day, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, so long as there's no technical difficulties. If you'd like to see more of these tips and get ahead in your productivity, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow, and go ahead and check out my other social media here, as well as my website, thebusinessaccelerator.coach. That's businessaccelerator.coach, so that you can see if you'd like to work with me. So with that being said, let's jump into today's topic of one tool and 3 steps to a more productive work-life harmony. First of all, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I do not call it work-life balance because I feel that the word balance implies like the scales of justice, right? You're weighing one against the other, and we don't want to weigh our personal life against our work life and vice versa. We want it to support each other. We want what we do in our business to support our home life, and we want what we do in our home life to support our business. That's true harmony. So one way that we can get that is with a tool called the Weekly Map. So the Weekly Map is a guide or a map to help you plan each week. The idea is you create this template and then it becomes a guide or a map so that as you plan each week, you can reference it and look at it and see where should I be plugging certain things in for my week, for my business, for the things that I want to be accomplishing, as well as the things for home, the things that I want to be doing with my kids, my family, and all of those wonderful experiences. So with that being said, let's get to step number 1. Step number 1 is crucial. This is where most people mess up when they start planning their week. Most people jump in and they start thinking about the things they have to do, their work, their doctor's appointments, all of the, the podcast interview, the recording, all of those things, right? Well, what you need to think about first is your non-negotiables. If you truly want to have time off from work, you have to make your family time, your time away from work, your self-care time, non-negotiable. That's what you need to block first. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what my template is for my time, and that way you can see what I've done. As you can see here, everything in green is family time. Everything in green is, personal time. It's my personal prep in the morning. It's study time. It's lunchtime. It's dinner time. The other colors on there, there's a nap color. There's a break color. Those are breaks throughout the day. Again, non-negotiable times for me to have to keep my energy up, to stay focused and productive. Everything in red becomes my deep work. That's where I can schedule things. That's where I can schedule daily activities, or as we'll get to in a moment, I can theme my days so that I know what I'm going to do on those days and where to plug in certain activities. So as you saw with that, you can get an idea of everything around there. Your weekly map should start out with everything surrounding your work hours. Now, one little tip here is that it's been proven, in fact, most recently with a study of Google and Microsoft workers, that knowledge workers like you and I, people who work with our brains, not our backs, max out at about 6 hours a day of executive function, meaning making decisions, doing the work, being creative, all of those things. If we go more than 6 hours, we're really fighting uphill and we're not really getting much more productivity for the investment of time. So as you can see in those red areas, I believe I had 5.5 hours if you count it all up. I had 5.5 hours of work per day. So that comes out to about 22, 23 hours a week of work. And that's if I actually work during those hours. Sometimes I take them off. That's the beauty of being self-employed. But I have hard starts and hard stops. And that's very important for you to have hard starts and hard stops, because if you don't, you will run right through them and then you'll miss out on the time that you want to spend with your family. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to theme your days. What do I mean by theming your days? Well, I'll give you an example. So it's not on that Google document that I showed you, that Google calendar, but on my personal calendar, and I know for a fact that my days are themed. So Monday, Thursday, and Friday are what I call backstage days. What do I mean by backstage? Well, the theme of the backstage is administrative work. That's meetings with my team, meetings with clients. That's where we slip in, editing videos and slip in all of the stuff that just has to happen for the business to work. Not the stuff that I really enjoyed per se. I mean, I enjoy meeting with my clients, but not necessarily the stuff that's putting me out in front of you guys like this right now. That being said, I have front stage days, which are Tuesday and Wednesday. That's when I record my courses, when I record podcasts and YouTubes and interviews and go live and do webinars and other trainings and things of that nature. So those days are themed for my front stage, the stuff that's putting me in front of prospective clients. It's going to generate new business. Of course, then taking this front and backstage, this kind of theatrical theming going on, my days off and my time before and after work is my off stage time. So it is clearly off stage. Now, when I'm off stage, I don't think about work. I don't read about work. I don't talk about work. And I most certainly don't do work because I want to truly rejuvenate and get my best rest to be prepared to give my best effort the next day to my business. So that is where you can theme your days and decide, or you can theme them horizontally, where say the morning is off stage, the early morning is off stage, the beginning of your day at work is backstage, and the end of your day is front stage. You can choose how to theme that, but it really helps so that as you're planning your week and you're plugging in meetings and scheduling things the week before, you already know where to put them in. When somebody calls and says, hey, I'd like to have a meeting, you can say, well, I have time available on Monday, Thursday, or Friday at these times, which works best for you. You can also set it up on your Calendly that way, so that way you don't even have to worry about somebody trying to schedule on your front stage days. So that is tip number 2, theme your days. Tip number 3, fill in the rest. Put in your other non-negotiables like church, or for us, we have a weekly family mapping session where we sit down as a family to map out our week and decide what we have coming up. I have a personal mapping session for my personal, that's for my business and the things that I need to be doing and meeting with my team. And so you can plug in those other things. You also saw in that calendar that I had things on there like family scripture study, personal scripture study, reading, self-education. Those are things I want to do every day. Those are part of my daily rituals, which is a whole nother topic for another time. But that's the final step, is start plugging in some of those non-negotiables that you know you're just going to have every week. Because again, this is a template. This is not the final say. Now, my final tip to you, here's a bonus tip. Practice a little grace, a little self-forgiveness. You're not going to hit this every single week. The idea here is to have something so you can try to strive for this ideal. That's why it's called ideal. It's not perfect. It won't be perfect. You'll very rarely hit it 100%. If you do, congratulate yourself. If you don't, give yourself some grace, because life happens. But here's the beauty of it. When life happens, when you get sick, when your kids get sick, when the dog gets sick, when you have a school play you need to attend and you can't schedule things during that time, the beauty of this template is that it helps you to get back on track because you know exactly where to start up from where you left off according to your template. So this is how you can truly get some work-life harmony in your life and how you can have more time, how you can succeed in business while winning at home, being the champion in both places and being a winner for both your clients and your family. So we'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit like, subscribe, follow. Make sure you leave a comment. If you have any comments or thoughts, let me know if you were here live, #live. Let me know if you were here on replay, #replay. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.